Many people cringe at the word influencer because a lot of the time, the only real influence they have on the public is how much they flaunt their wealth and status all over social media. For years, Ramon Abbas, aka Hushpuppi, seemed to be just another clout chaser on Instagram with over 2.8 million followers on that platform. But in 2020, a much darker truth about this Instagram celebrity was revealed. The FBI would finally catch on to the fraudulent activity that was really funding Ramon's flashy lifestyle. This investigation would reveal over $30 million worth of fraud. After Ramon was arrested, he would become more internet famous than ever before, as he became an international news story and was deemed by an FBI agent as one of the most prolific money launderers in the world. Now, Ramon grew up in a neighborhood in Lagos, Nigeria, where his family didn't have much. His father drove a taxi and his mother sold bread and other foods on the side of the street. Ramon said himself that back then, he would see the wealthier people in Lagos and want more for himself. When he was old enough, he started a small business reselling designer clothes from his car. Now, with the rise of the internet increasing like never before in the late 90s and early 2000s, places called internet cafes appeared in Ramon's neighborhood. Young people flocked to these internet cafes and soon realized that they could make a ton of money here. Young men in Nigeria recognized early on that they were already perceived as scammers on the internet because of the 419 scams of the 80s and 90s, which were either phone, fax, or letter scams. Because it was a difficult economic time in Nigeria with very little job opportunities, there was a bad reputation that already preceded them. A community of young men emerged that embraced the internet scammer label and dubbed themselves the Yahoo Boys. This name came from the free Yahoo email accounts available for this type of scamming. A Nigerian criminologist who studied the Yahoo Boys Ramon was a part of describes a young Ramon as a very smart young man. After becoming a Yahoo Boy, he made a lot of connections with a lot of different people who could help him improve on his cybercrime skills. Most people at the cyber cafes would make a couple $100 or $1,000 through check cashing, scams, or catfishing. But with the help of Ramon's friends, he learned that he could make way more money than just a couple $100 or $1,000 each day, with even bigger scams. After Ramon was eventually arrested and the true source of his wealth was revealed, he would become known as the #1 Yahoo Boy. In 2014, Ramon moved to Malaysia. Here, there was much more advanced internet architecture and more complex ways to hide his location when he was requesting money online. The Malaysian government was also much more lax than the Nigerian government was at the time, in terms of trying to take down internet scammers. In Malaysia, Ramon had access to more online tools and got into the world of business email compromise scams. According to an FBI special agent, this is the most lucrative online scam that exists. For this scam, a scammer compromises the email account of a small or large business. The scammers will research the company and try to find the right person to target. A hacker would then get access to the target's email account through phishing or even by just guessing a password. Usually, the target is either a middle manager or someone in the company's accounting department. Once they are in the email, they wait for their opportunity to strike. When an invoice comes in, they can change the email of the sender of the invoice and create a fake invoice identical to the one that just came in. Then they can send a fake follow-up email to the original invoice sender, telling them that they had the wrong bank account information and give them a new routing number and account number. Then with the new banking information, the money is sent right into the scammer's pockets. If the financial department of a company doesn't look carefully, they could potentially send off millions of dollars to a cyber criminal with just one click of a button. Large-scale BECS crimes can't be run by an individual. Ramon became rich off of these scams by teaming up with a network of scammers. He needed people to set up the false bank accounts, some to create fake websites, some to hack the email accounts, and others to launder the money. He also had money mules, who are people that are unknowingly tricked into setting up bank accounts that will be used to launder the money. A lot of the time, scammers' catfish victims are the people that are used as the money mules. Ramon's role in the network was to provide bank accounts able to receive deposits of millions of dollars without blocks, where it could then be quickly laundered before it was detected. Ramon picked up the name Hushpuppi, and once he was in Malaysia, he started curating his online image as a kid from Lagos on the rise. His entrepreneurial drive may have been criminal, but it quickly drove him to the top. With so many connections in his network of scammers, he became a millionaire. On his Instagram, he showed his followers all of the luxury brands he had, captioned with self-help mantras like, "The God I serve doesn't want me to struggle, that's why I be ballin'. Hashtag Fendi, hashtag Chanel, hashtag Versace." And If you can't build with them, don't chill with them. Hashtag Gucci, hashtag Hermes, hashtag Birkin. He used his Instagram to post motivational messages about breaking out of poverty with time and hard work, but he didn't specify what that hard work really was. In his bio, he just called himself the billionaire Gucci master. Ramon's wealth kept growing and growing. He splurged on designer clothes, watches, and the most expensive luxury vehicles, including his custom purple Rolls Royce, which he featured in almost every single post. In Nigeria, Ramon had reached celebrity status. His favorite luxury brands began gifting him their merchandise, and he was invited to the Ritz Paris as a VIP guest of Louis Vuitton. Fendi and Versace also started hosting him at exclusive events, and Versace Thailand gifted him for being the store's best customer. As Ramon's internet fame grew, he became friends with a very well-known influencer in Nigeria named Mamfa. Mamfa lived in Dubai, and his extravagant lifestyle and exorbitant wealth opened Ramon's eyes to an even higher tier of lifestyle that he could potentially be living. All he had to do was take on even more cybercrime than ever before. Ramon then moved from Malaysia to Dubai and truly started living the high life. Surrounded by his new circle of wealthy friends, he and Mamfa began to show off their wealth together, and were even mentioned in a song by a rapper named Nice. He rented a penthouse apartment and stocked his closets full of designer clothes. In 2019, he gave a tour of his home to Daddy Freeze, a radio personality. During this house tour, Hushpuppi showed off his hordes of designer clothes, Rolls Royces, and all 4 of his jacuzzis. When asked how he felt about his success, Hushpuppi said, "My heart is pure. I sleep good at night. When something good happens to me, I know it's because I did good. Not because somebody promised me money that I did not work for, or money that I don't deserve." I really don't even need to point out how ironic that is. Now, he especially flaunted his wealth on his Instagram, showing shelves of unopened sneakers, including sneakers that were only made once, and even sneakers made especially for him. He also showed a basement parking garage full of luxury cars like Ferraris and Bentleys. He started posting himself flying on private jets and was getting invited to the biggest events in Dubai, along with some of the most wealthy people in the world. He bragged to his IG followers that he was one of the guests of honors at the Formula 1 race. He put up a picture of the racetrack with the caption, "While you and your crew be watching like peasants." He posted a picture of his bill for $11,000 at a high-end restaurant with the caption, "Your couple months salary." At Ramon's peak, he started to get too cocky. He accused a rapper named Fino of wearing fake designer watches, which prompted a singer named Casey to make an Instagram post saying, "Dear Hushpuppi, we are musicians, not pupers. Who exactly do you think you are to open your mouth and insult a musician that sweats day and night in the studio? You have no credibility, no known source of income, and yet you come on social media to attack hardworking Nigerian musicians with traceable wealth. Let's face it, I think we've had enough of this nonsense and disrespect from you. Really, what do you do for a living? What is your talent? How do you make your money? What brand do you represent? I will take it upon myself to raise a petition against you. We want to know your source of income since you now have the nerve to come on social media and call out a brand. Who is your father? Are you OBO? Are you a taxable Nigerian? We need to start asking questions, and the EFCC needs to start paying more attention to detail." Casey's post caused more and more people to begin to question where Ramon's wealth actually came from. At the time in Nigeria, he appeared to be a national hero, but no one knew what was going on behind the scenes. Ramon loved the attention he was getting on social media, but when you have so many eyes on you, people begin to get suspicious. Ramon shared all of his trips, Fendi shopping sprees, and every fine dining experience with his loyal followers. But he never shared exactly how he became filthy rich in the first place. When he was questioned directly, he always gave a vague answer about making money from real estate investments. Among Ramon's 2.8 million Instagram followers were a few suspicious FBI agents. The FBI knew that the source of Ramon's fortune wasn't legit, but they didn't have any concrete information on who he actually was, not until he accidentally revealed his true identity on his birthday. Ramon's 37th birthday was the event that really caused everything to start to hit the fan. Ramon felt like everything was finally coming together for him. He posted about how far he had come with a picture of a birthday gift given to him by Versace Malaysia. He also posted a picture of a cake he received from Gucci. Now, having his exact date of birth, FBI agents were able to track him to a visa application. Having his true identity, they had a much clearer look at his finances. It wasn't long before it became obvious to the FBI that Hushpuppi was a large-scale money launderer. The FBI then put him under surveillance, waiting for concrete evidence that they could use to arrest him. Later in 2019, the FBI arrested Canadian money launderer named Galeb Alamari, who turned out to be a key player in Ramon's network of scammers. When Alamari was arrested, his phone was confiscated, and on it were contacts for Hushpuppi and tons of messages with him. The FBI started to put the pieces together that Alamari and Ramon were part of a network of people committing business email compromise scams and moving money all over the world. The messages in Alamari's phone showed that he would ask Ramon if he had any available bank accounts, and when a big scam was about to go down, Ramon would provide a bank account that could receive the millions of dollars that were about to be stolen. Alamari and Hushpuppi were accused of attempting to organize the hacking of a bank in Malta for over $13 million. Evidence of this plan was found on Ramon's Snapchat and Instagram messages with Alamari. They were also accused of a BEC scam on an American law firm for just under $1 million, and an attempted BEC scam on 2 UK companies, both for around $100 million. One of these companies was an English Premier League soccer team. The messages showed evidence of a time Alamari and Ramon weren't able to launder the stolen money quickly enough, and the targeted bank in Malta was able to recover most of the missing money. In the messages, Ramon sent Alamari a screenshot of a news story about the failed $13 million heist and just wrote, "Damn." Alamari replied, "Next one is in a few weeks. We'll let you know when it's ready. Too bad they caught on. It would have been a nice payout." The day after these messages were sent, Hushpuppi was back on Instagram, posting himself dressed head to toe in Fendi next to a $160,000 Bentley. The caption read, "I bought myself a new Bentley Bentayga for Valentine's. The best way to celebrate the season of love." The same day, Ramon's old friend Mamfa was also arrested at a Nigerian airport and charged with fraud and money laundering. Instead of disappearing and laying low, Hushpuppi continued to flex on Instagram like never before. At this time, the FBI had full access to Alamari's Snapchat, which was full of evidence and clearly showed a direct connection to Ramon's Gmail account. Ramon didn't seem to care. The only thing he did was change his bio from the billionaire Gucci master to real estate developer. Obviously, no one bought this. As Ramon kept posting his luxury cars and Fendi shopping sprees, the FBI was coordinating with the UAE authorities near Ramon's apartment. On June 8th, 2020, Hushpuppi was asleep on the second floor of his apartment. Out of nowhere, a Dubai SWAT team stormed in. His first thought was that he was getting robbed. He soon realized that even though these men were not robbers, he was about to lose everything he owned. They seized absolutely everything. They put Hushpuppi under arrest and confiscated 47 phones, 21 laptops, $7 million worth of luxury cars, $40 million, and the email addresses of 2 million victims. Within 24 hours, Hushpuppi was sent away on a plane to the US, and the Dubai authorities released a video of Hushpuppi's arrest entitled Operation Fox Hunt 2. Ramon landed in Chicago, and it wasn't until November of 2022 that he would stand trial. Prosecutors confirmed that Hushpuppi laundered money in banks all over the world and targeted countless victims. Hushpuppi pleaded guilty to the charge of money laundering and admitted his involvement in a conspiracy to steal over $1 million from a businessman in Qatar. He also admitted to cyber and business email compromise schemes that resulted in over $24 million of losses. He was sentenced to 135 months in federal prison by a California judge in order to pay over $1.7 million in restitutions to 2 of his victims. This has been the story of Hushpuppi and how flexing on Instagram ended up costing him 11 years of his life behind bars. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help us get just a little bit closer to 200,000 subscribers. If you have any YouTubers or content creators you want me to check out, the best way you can suggest them to me is by sending me a DM on Instagram or on my Discord. Both will be linked in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Kick.com has been around for a little over a year now, and with every new website that gives the creator a chance to grow an audience, that said creator usually takes advantage of this newfound viewership. This happened a lot on TikTok over the past couple of years, where TikTokers, big or small, will take advantage of their audience, either by scamming them or being creeps towards them. Smokey MC